Another day, another dollar. How's it going, everybody? My name is Infamous Isaac. I hope you all are doing well. I'm here with a video on Castlevania Nocturne. So releasing back in November of 2023, I was originally going to watch this when it released, but I was just caught up with life and all that. And my desire to watch it only increased the more my friends were telling me like, yo, you need to watch this season. It's so good. Because we all got into Castlevania, the show that is, around the same time. So ever since then, we've just all been waiting for the show to come back after the end of the original 4 seasons. Which at some point I do want to make a video on because those 4 seasons are so hard. So as a warning for people who haven't watched the original Castlevania or this show yet, if you're worried about starting the show without having watched the other one, I say you don't have to worry about that. While having context from the prior seasons would help, to start watching it, you won't need to. Maybe in like the later seasons you will, but for right now, if you just want to get into Nocturne because it's the latest new thing, I say just go for it. The original seasons, once you're done with this season, if you really like it, you can always go back and watch them, and then when season 2 of Nocturne comes out, which has been confirmed, you could always step right in there, and the next thing you know, you're caught up. But my thoughts overall on this season, if you were worried about this season having a drop off compared to the first 4 seasons, don't worry. This season improves on everything. The animation is amazing, better yet phenomenal. It is so beautiful compared to the last 4 seasons, which is crazy because they were beautiful too. But there's none of that jank that was in the original 4 seasons, where if you watch adult shows, some of them just have that weird jank to them, and Castlevania wasn't exempt from that. Sometimes they had that weird janky movement. But overall, it was a really beautiful show. With Nocturne, it is just beautiful the whole way through. Its gradients, its colors, its lighting, its character designs, its animation when fights are happening, the smooth movement, it's all just beautiful. I don't know where the studio got the budget from to make it just such a huge improvement, but it's awesome, and I am all here for it. The voice acting's a little hit or miss for me. Some characters have great voice actors that I immediately can tell like, yo, you are amazing. And others are like, sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. For me, the main character, Richter, sometimes hits and misses, but for the most part he hits. It just took a bit for me to get used to it. But overall, the standard of quality for the voice acting is phenomenal, as usual. The pacing for this season starts off a little slow, but then it ramps up around the later half of the season, like episode 4 to 5, and then later on it ramps up around 4 and 5, and then it just doesn't stop at that point. Because granted, this is the introductory season, like these people were in for the long haul for the show, like they're going to put more seasons on it, and the fact that Netflix renewed it is just par for the course. But I just will warn people that this show does have a slower start than most, but it is worth it in the end. The characters, going into this, I was a little worried because the original characters for Castlevania, the first 4 seasons, were so good and honestly unmatchable. I don't know how they could match it. And to some extent, they did do that. Not all the way through because it's still the beginning and it's hard to compare 1 season's worth of content compared to like 5 years worth of content. So I'm going to reserve my right to judge it, but for right now, I'm a little iffy. But there are characters that I really like so far. The story itself, it's great. I have nothing else to say on it except it's just great. And I know it's setting up for some amazing stuff. There are some questionable things that I had here, which I'll get into in the later point of the video. But it's more me questioning why the character would do that and not me questioning as why would a writer write that. But overall, to me, this show is an 8 to an 8.5 out of 10. Amazing show. Picks right back up where the last one left in terms of the quality, consistency, and just amazing display of Castlevania. I never played a single Castlevania game before. The closest experience I have to that are the memes and Dracula flow, bro. So if I could recommend this to anybody, whether you played Castlevania or not, I really would. This and the other seasons. I say just go for it. It's fire. If you like animation, go for it. If you don't, go for it. It has anything for everybody. It's just cool. But regardless, 8.5 out of 10.